As I was so rudely interrupted with this, we're back. And so first of all is the host of the Brown's Life podcast, brand new to podcasting, and one of my favorite cigar friends, Mr. Will Brown. So let's bring Mr. Brown on board with the show. Mr. Will, how are you?
Doing great today. How are you doing?
Oh, I see we have connection issues today.
Really? Well, on my end, it looks like you're spotty, but on my end, I look crisp.
Yep. Well, we're here right now, so we're going to have to go with this. So good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Aside from the computer screwing off, we're doing great.
Well, you know, it's always technology.
It is. So let's bring on the last of the trio. He's the one and only. He is the OG fan of the Loomis Cigar Cartel and Beyond the Humidor. He runs his own Facebook group called the Idaho Cigar Cartel and is currently a cigar hawker on Traveling with Cigars. It is the dilapidated and crumbling ruin known as Tommy Elledge. How you doing, Tommy?
Wow.
I like that intro. I'm going to have to get it patented.
Uh-huh.
But I am doing fabulous. How are you this evening?
I'm great. You know, if y'all are wondering where that intro came from, can I air some laundry? Is that okay?
Sure.
Feel free, brother.
So Tommy is doing his second battle with cancer right now and literally went to Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival with us under treatment and chemotherapy. So the normal joke is, and I'll say it, Mr. Brown, is it today a day that ends in Y?
I think so. Let me look.
Then it's pick on Tommy Day.
It is pick on Tommy Day.
But you know, but yeah, you've been doing the treatment and everything like that, and you know, just battling through it. And I'm really glad you are, and you know, glad you're here with us.
Well, to let you know where I'm at right now, I'm in my third 21-day rotation, and except for being tired, it's been the best treatment segment of the past three. First two were pretty rough. This one here, I'm tripping through it pretty good.
Yeah, that's good to hear. You forgive me. Talk amongst yourselves here while I fix the live for those of them that are less learned here.
I think by that, really, what he's talking about, Tommy, is that would be me. I am the rookie at trying to get this going, but we are trying to get her going. So I still have technical issues, but that's okay. I got a cigar, and so I'm happy anyways.
So why don't we start with
I've
that?
got my cigar.
What cigar are you smoking, Will?
I am smoking. I don't know if this will come out on the picture very well.
Kinda, but anyway.
This is a Rocky Patel Old World Reserve Maduro Toro. Boy, that's a mouthful. It's a medium-bodied cigar that's been box pressed. It is the dark Costa Rican wrapper with a Nicaraguan binder and a blend of Nicaraguan and Honduran filler. And it's kind of like a Corojo.
Yeah. It's a good stick. I remember those. I remember version 1 of those. I don't know if you do, Tommy, but I remember version 1 of those, and they were such spectacular cigars.
Yeah.
Rocky discontinued them about a decade ago, and this is the new version. And in my opinion, because it was an everyday smoke for me, the new version is equal to its predecessor.
Well, so far it's been quite lovely. I've been able to retrohale a couple of these and just really enjoying it. I just lit it, so I'm enjoying it so far.
Very nice. And Tommy, what did you pick for tonight's evening?
Yes. Well, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to go with one of my tried or true from my Humidor or reach into one of the grab bags from the Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest. And I decided at the last moment to reach in one of the bags that I had, sight unseen, didn't really go looking, grabbed a cigar, and I popped out with a Gurkha Special Operations. It's a SR5 limited edition, and that's a 7.5 a 7 by 52, manufactured by Gurkha, Dominican Republic wrapper with an Indonesian binder and Dominican filler. It is a medium bold that should have, the color is a Colorado, and I've smoked them before. It's been quite a while, but I enjoy these. It's a good smoke.
Gurkha was, I shouldn't say was, it is one of my favorites. The struggle for me is I've trouble finding my favorite, which is the Gurkha Status. That's always been one of my favorites.
Yes.
And I see we've got 2 viewers. Nice to see you guys. You can drop comments and stuff in there, and it will come up in the screen for us to see. So welcome, whoever you 2 are. Tonight's all about Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival. It was almost a week ago that we were in the lovely, actually it was a week ago, we were in the lovely state of Colorado after Will and I finally landing from a flight from fucking hell. But it was great. We'll get to the flight at the end of the show. Let's talk cigars and festival first.
I'll be in a good mood.
Yes, Tommy and I have been there multiple times. Tommy's on that was your 4th and my 7th. So the noob, the FNG.
Yeah.
So Will,
Yeah.
As a new participant, not only in the world of media, but in the world of cigar festivals, what were your initial impressions? I mean, I guess I should lay this out for a quick second of, this is set in probably one of the prettiest states in the union. It's in Colorado, about an hour outside of Denver, in Broomfield, at the lovely Omni Interlaken Hotel. So what were your thoughts on this one-day festivity?
Go ahead, Tommy.
Well, I was say if Greg was describing the grandeur, imagine a beautiful background behind the venue was a golf course, and we're talking about a pro-am golf course. It's a beautiful backdrop.
True. I mean, except for people taking a leak by the tree, but yeah.
You only saw that once.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go there, but you're absolutely correct. It was funnier than shit.
It wasn't me. It
wasn't.
You know what I thought was interesting?
It wasn't a smoker.
So Will.
Yep, you'd asked me what I thought about it. Well, I thought, first off, you're right. Our plane ride was quite horrible, and thankfully we came in the day before so that we would be able to deal with said things. And you got to show me a little breakfast place, and it was great. And then the following day, we got to go to the resort there for this thing, and I got to tell you, I was pretty surprised. I mean, a minimum of 2,500, 3,000 other cigar aficionados that are going there to learn things and meet people that they've never seen. I saw some people I actually knew here from my local area, but it was really, really quite interesting. Very festive that night at the party as well, and that, of course, that next day was the event. But it was really kind of a neat setup. You guys had some friends come in from the great white north of Canada and spend some time with us there. It was great meeting them. I really enjoyed that, and we got to meet a couple of reps, have some supper with them. It was pretty nice. So overall, I mean, it was really set up well. I thought for people to be able to come in and learn way more than they probably think they needed to know about cigars and the industry, and it was great.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best things that they do. And that pre-party, I mean, it's fun. They got the party atmosphere going. They got music. They got everything.
Yeah.
And you know,
And the
two of the biggest names in the industry are doing that pre-party, and that's of course Rocky Patel Cigars and the great Drew Estate.
They were both, by the way, packed, absolutely packed to the gills. And the event, it was the pre-party. The event didn't even start till the following day,
Right.
and the booths were packed. But you know, really, the Cigars for Warriors booth really impressed me. They were there at the pre-party, and I got to meet them. What a great bunch of guys! They're right up my alley since I, was a chaplain, and I get to work with different folks on that realm. It was great to actually meet some of the guys that make it happen behind the scenes. It was really neat.
Yeah, Storm is the CEO. He is really great dude, and we will get back to those guys in a little bit because I really have a challenge going out on my show to help Operation Cigars for Warriors. So let's swing back to them later. And gentlemen, please don't let me forget. So Tommy, obviously as a 4-time event goer, if you would first, before you tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the pre-party, give us a little bit of history about the Rocky Mountain, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police that we've met, and that group.
Those guys are spectacular. It was the first year that I was there. Was the first year that they were there. This year there was 5 of them. There's the gentlemen are 4 of them that were there in previous years are all Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and this year they brought one of their good friends who was what they call their local county Mountie with them, and it was his first time. When we first met, didn't know him from Shinola, became decent friends, and it was probably 3 or 4 hours before I found out that was their profession. They were all law enforcement, but they're just spectacular guys. Learned a lot about the way tobacco is sold in Canada, which is a joke, but that's a whole different ball game and a show on its own. But every one of them are just stellar people, just great people, great smokers, and they just love the festival. This year, they stepped it up a notch rather than staying at a hotel, so they were having a ball.
They Airbnb'd, right?
Yeah, they Airbnb'd.
Yeah, that's an option that might be a consideration for the next one. But so pre-party, what were your thoughts?
Well, in the past, I was in the main tent, and as you well know, and for people that have been there, it can get quite loud. This year, guys from the RCMP and I sat in a tent adjacent to the festival. Still had a great time. Got to see people passing and stuff, but the level of intensity of the festivities that's going on is just off the hook. Everybody's having a ball, meeting Nimish, meeting the guys from Drew Estates, a lot of other, even though they were not the main object of vendors that were the pre-party that had other brands of cigars, which I thought was spectacular. That the cohesiveness of brands working together for the whole is just absolutely fantastic.
Right. Now, people may be wondering at this point, okay, so there's this cool event. Let's talk for a minute, because I know you both have varied experiences. I procured the tickets for Brown and myself. You procured other tickets. Tommy, tell us about the buying process, because this, I think, is one of the challenges that Rocky Mountain has right now, is their ticket sales. Not because it's difficult, but it's difficult because it's so popular.
That is correct. The tickets go on sale at 8:00 in the morning on a Pacific day. Usually it's on a Monday, and I'm not sure what day they're going to assign for the 2026. But you have to be ready to go when the bell strikes, because in past years and as in the 2025, VIP tickets sell out in less than 4 minutes.
Right.
And you have to be careful where you go, because I did make a mistake and went to the wrong slot.
Right.
Fortunately, I was able to get Chantal, who was going to be my traveling partner. She was able to get the VIP tickets, but I was only able to get general admission. But it all worked out in the end. But unfortunately, because of work schedules and stuff that's happened with her work, she wasn't able to go. So I did it solo the best I could.
You did a great job.
But
I think you did a really great job. So
they do have a limit on the number of tickets you can buy. I believe it's 2. But you got to be ready. But once you get that ticket, they're priceless. I mean, it is so much fun.
Yeah. I will say this year, executive VIP was gone almost instantly. There's only 55 executive VIP, and it is pricey. It's $650. The 450 VIP tickets, which we were able to get a hold of, sold out in about 5 minutes. And general admission, which a VIP is about $350, if I didn't mention that. A general admission, which I believe, Tommy, was $250.
Yeah, $265.
So $265. Those sold out in the vast majority of them sold out that day. They did have some tickets available for about another month before they finally sold the event out. So as Tommy said, hey, you got to get on board and get that game plan going.
Now, when you referred to that part about selling out, the tickets that were the last to sell were the social tickets, which you don't get any freebies. You don't get the grab bag. All you get to do is participate.
Yeah,
those are the last ones to sell.
Who really wants those? I mean, come on, no goodies.
But they did sell.
They did.
No, you don't get goodies
people come in
on the social VIP.
Yeah, so yeah, and by goodies, folks, we mean cigars, shitloads of them. Since the 3 of us went as media, we get an additional round, but let's drop that for a minute. So the VIP bag, of which Tommy, Will, and I each got, we got 84 cigars for our ticket price. So if you take the 84, divide by the $350 ticket fee, you're getting them for less than $8 a stick, and I think that's a great deal. If you get a general admission bag this year, it was 44 sticks, still $8 a stick. Again, it's a great deal, and it's still fun. So Will, what you obviously didn't have to participate in the ticketing process, but
thank God.
I want to turn it over to you for a little bit. The morning process. So after we checked in at the media counter, we went out and checked in for our VIP bag and our GA bags. So why don't you tell me a little bit about that, Mr. Brown?
About the check-in or about
the check-in for the VIP?
You know, it's obvious that they've done this before. It was smooth sailing. You know, you get an event like this, and I've been a part of other events and things in my life, but you know, it's always really clunky. The lines don't move real well. It's not very, I can't say any of that about the Cigar Fest. You know, Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival has really got it down. We walked right through. They took care of us, told us right where to go. They were able to accommodate us to set up for actually doing media because it's quite a bit different than everybody else. And even the VIP and the general admission, there was a line. I mean, what are you going to do with 3,000 people? There's a line, but It was smooth. The helpers are informative. They're always checking on people. I just thought it was just a great operation on how you even get there. Parking was acceptable. I didn't feel like I had to walk for 6 miles or something to get to the event, and we were able to be right there. It was great, and you get your armbands. It gives you a little bit of freedom. You don't really have to ask whether you can come or go to your car. They really have done this before. It was very smooth, very great. I actually think some people could probably learn from them on some of this, on how they do things at events.
Yeah, I think that really goes to say, I'm not sure this is 100% true, but Tom Bliss is our contact, and he's one of the major players in the organization for kicking this event off. And I think Tommy would agree with me. He just does such a great job, and that whole team does, to really put down on an event that the public are going to enjoy, and they're going to have a good time.
Just keep in mind, though, you're not going to get a hold of Tom Bliss. You're not going to get a hold of Tom Bliss during the event. He was running from one end to the other like his boots were on fire. It was crazy. He was just making sure that all the accommodations and people were being taken care of, that all of the setup for the vendors and everything was happening. And there were some hiccups, as you would expect with all the people that are showing up. But boy, on the other end of it, it was seamless on my end. It was just really a great experience.
I entirely agree. I think the funniest part was him running by going, "Hi, Greg. Hi, Will. I'm putting out fucking fires, but when I get a minute, I'll find you guys."
And he did, like 2 days later.
Yeah.
Because he was running the whole time. Him and his staff. It was just incredible.
Yes. And it was one of those where I think that 16 years in, because this was the 16th Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival, they're dialed in. They got a plan. They got a program. The program works. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some things that I could say I'd love to see added, but there's certainly nothing I would want to see taken away.
Yeah. I think that I agree with that. And I have been there years where the entertainment has not been stellar. I think the entertainment this year was great. They bring a live band in every year.
That band that we had this year, I don't have the prior experience from the others, but the one that was there this year, it was great to listen to. They blended well. The sound was doing good. So somebody got it dialed in. Didn't really have the bad effect perhaps that I've heard in years past where things weren't quite meshing correctly. I mean, everything was great. I hope that band is there again when I get to go again. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Tommy, obviously you were like a kid in a candy store, as is typical for you when you get your goodie bags. Would you go over the general admission goodie bag for me, please?
Okay, general admission goodie. Well, in the VIP goodie bag, normally you will get Bovita travel bags.
No.
Cigars. With the general admission,
just a general bag.
Just the general.
Just a general bag.
Yeah, the general. Yeah, the general admission one only has one of the Bovita bags.
Yeah, we just focus on that one for a minute.
You're going to get about 40. I think it was 46 cigars.
44
is what I counted.
Mm-hmm. What I have.
44. Yeah.
Oh, look who's visiting us, boys.
Look
who it is.
A lot of times,
Tommy, look at the screen. Look who it is.
Hey, Tom. Good seeing you.
He's actually watching.
I see it.
That's kind of creepy.
No, I think that's wonderful because he's got time to hold that dog. He didn't have no time to hold no dogs while he was at the place. I'll tell you that.
No kidding, right?
I bet his dog's retired. That's what I think.
Yeah, damn right. So, okay, please, I'm sorry for interrupting you. Back to the bag.
Well, in the general admission ticket bag, like I said, you've got one Bovita pack that's well stocked. You'll get your sample cup, you get your water bottle, you get your meal ticket, your T-shirt ticket, your free drink totes, and a carry bag. And it's it's one of my favorite parts. Yeah, on the Idaho Cigar Cartel group Facebook page, I did take videos of me actually going through the process, picking up the bag. Of course, I didn't tear it apart because that's a long drawn out, but you'll see still photographs that gives you an idea of what's in there. And you've posted it on your pages also.
Right.
But just an excellent selection of cigars. It's just a lot of fun. And as Will made comment, they have got it dialed down. You check in, show them your license to verify you're over 21. They give you a verification badge, or I mean, a verification wristband. You go up to the next station, you give them your ticket, they scan it, they give you the bag, off you go. And I mean, they've got it dialed down.
I forgot about that.
And we ain't talking we ain't just talking one person. You've got a crew of like 3 at the verification table. You've got at least 8 or 9 at the giveaway counter. And I mean, they've just got it. They've got it together.
Yeah, it was great.
Mr. Melissa's got a crew that is just absolutely fabulous, that work as a team. And what he's put together is phenomenal.
Now, when you decide to spend that $100 upgrade, what additional did you get?
Oh, you get a whole other bag, a whole other Bovita bag full of the of cigars.
Yeah.
And it was close to 90 cigars, I believe.
And one of the things I like that comes in each bag, whether it's VIP, executive VIP, or general admission, you get a cutter, you get a lighter, and most importantly, you get a can of fuel to fill your lighter so you can cut, light, and smoke from get-go as soon as they hand you that bag. And that is absolutely stellar.
You know, if I can just add
one other thing that they...
it's hard, I know. I'm just impressed that they put them in a sealed bag with the Bovita pack in there, because I know it takes a while to put them all in these bags and organize for all the sea of people. I really appreciate the fact that they take the time, get them in a Bovita pack, so that you can just open them and smoke them. They're not under humidified. They're just perfect. Yeah.
Tommy, to your point.
The other thing I was very appreciative, and they've done it every year, is the water bottle. Absolutely essential for an event of that size and in that environment, because you got to stay hydrated.
Well, it's not only
and they provide you with a water bottle, water stations all throughout.
Exactly. The water stations. That's what I was going to say. I filled up my water bottle numerous times at their water stations. I loved it. And it was cold. So I don't know how, I don't know what trickery they have for that, but that's what I mean. It's well thought out.
So that's a thing that let's go into a little bit since we're there. The last 2 years, we've been very fortunate in our weather. There have been years I have been there in 7 years where it is hot as hell and you're at 5,000 feet. Why do you think Tommy and Will and I are saying, get your water bottle and use the damn thing? Because the altitude combined with the heat when it's hot is really miserable.
It will tear you up.
It did. It got you and I last year. And it was 80 degrees. But the problem with last year was the almost 70% humidity because of the thunderstorms.
That's correct.
Well, that's what they were having while we were just there, was the thunderstorms, and it was still pretty humid.
Yeah. And so Will and I cheated this year. We actually brought our own hydros, and we didn't use the water bottle they gave us. We brought our own hydros. And when we left our hotel, we filled it from bottom to top with ice and water, and then refilled it throughout the day, and we're able to keep ice cold water the entire time. So it was a great idea. So that's a top tip that I can give everybody is, yes, you're going to get a water bottle, but if you have, in fact, I have mine right here, and it's nicely logoed. Here it is. If you have your own hydro, bring it with you, fill it with ice, and freaking get that thing going. And stay hydrated is key. Last year, Tommy and I unfortunately witnessed somebody that was taken out of the event with heat exhaustion, and the staff was on it. They got an ambulance right away. It was great. So,
yep.
All right. So, obviously, there are 160 vendors between the lifestyle vendors, between the Tom says he needs, come on, work right. Tom says he needs some of those stickers. Tom, I got you. I will send you an email for an address and we'll ship you some. No problem there, man. So,
and I'll be sending some for mine too.
Yes. One of the things that I like is, so 160 vendors, lifestyle vendors, cigar vendors, liquor vendors. So for those of you that like a little tickle with your cigar, go for it.
It was lovely.
I want to come back to pipes. Don't let me forget that, guys. But
yes,
one of the things, let's talk vendors for a minute. Brown, this was your first one. So what vendor stood out to you? What was impressive to you?
Well, believe it or not, you had the Patel site and you had Gurkha there. You had a lot of ones that I would expect, but there were some there that I hadn't even heard of. And so what I really liked, and I don't mean just boutique, I just mean because I'm in such a unique area here in Idaho, I just don't get all of the cigars that everyone gets. We're in a weird area. And there were some that were just absolutely fantastic. Christoph was there. I have Christoph. I like Christoph a lot. And we're just now starting to see some of those, hit here. The 1502, I can't think of the parent company of 1502.
Global Premium Cigars.
Global Premium Cigars.
Thank you. They were there. I love their stuff. But so it was kind of a mixture of some of the really big names and some that you'd be surprised if you just tried. And I think the boutique cigars are really up and coming. And so what a great event to be able to go and talk to them. Cavalier was there. Really liked their stuff. And, really get to talk to them a little bit about how their company might be different than some of the larger companies as well.
Right. Tommy, how about you? What vendors did you see?
Well, I was kind of limited because of my illness, but the one thing that I appreciated, no matter who it was, because I've got my favorites, 1502 and Cavalier and the Patels and the Marsham, which is right next to 1502 this year. But what I appreciate is the accessibility, able to talk to the representative that's representing the brand or the owner of the company right there, and they will take the time to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unique for me to walk onto an event like this and talk to Nish. Really?
You mean Nimish?
Nimish.
Or I'm sorry, Nish. Nish Patel was there.
All right, now you're just confusing me.
There's Rocky Patel. There's Nish Patel.
I'll get a pass.
There's Rocky Patel. There's Nish Patel, which is the one I introduced you to.
Yeah.
And then there's Nimish Patel, who is the grumpy cousin. And it's funny because that persona is so not who he actually is. He's one of the kindest people ever. But
he was there too, wasn't he?
No, Nimish was not there this year. Trust me,
Yeah.
you'd have known if he was there. Think of a bigger Brian Matola without the beard.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, and Brian was there, which is great.
Yes. And for me it was all the usual suspects were there. I really enjoyed seeing all my friends in the industry. There was a booth that was quietly not there, which was slightly disappointing, because they produced some of the finest double lejero, strong ass, teeth kicking, nut busting cigars you're going to get. And that's La Flor Dominican. They weren't there this year, but they've been there in years past.
I was hoping to see him and I never got to.
Yeah.
Because that's right up my alley for cigars. So That's
Yeah,
right.
they're. Oof. If you got somebody you really hate that's a new cigar smoker, put them into an LFD. They won't smoke ever again.
Give him a chisel.
Which is it's unfair for the brand because Lito Gomez, and I'm forgetting his son's name, so I apologize for that, but Tony, I believe is his name. And they produce the finest Maduroed double Ajero cigars on the market, in my opinion. And if that is your wheelhouse, guys, that is a brand you must check out. So other notables that I saw there, Davidoff was not there, Camacho was not there. They're the same company, but they had their Zeno line there. And I don't know if you made it up there, Tommy, but we did. They had a Zeno trailer, fully tricked out, food truck style trailer with bright fucking canary yellow, the Zeno flag color. They were handing out cigars. And yeah, it's an amazing stick. And they were there in force, and they were doing some serious business with some great swag.
I don't think they had anything left at the end.
They did not when we got there. No.
Yeah, I think we were the last little bit of the samples, and that was it.
So, since we hit the swag subject, let's talk about the swag. I mean, I didn't take swag home this year, because normally it's buy a box, get this, buy 2 boxes, get that. Cutters, lighters, ashtrays, cups, mugs, tumblers, you name it, everybody had it. And here's a question for both of you. I'll start with Will on this one. Is there, in fact, too much cigar swag or not? And the image behind you leads me to believe I know your answer.
No, there was not enough.
Can a person?
Go ahead.
Can a person have too much?
I don't think so. It's all about brand awareness, right? And unfortunately, Tom was just on here. I've already handed out my cutters that I got to other people that are really interested in what was this cigar festival about. I've handed my lighters out already. There's just not enough, because it's not just while I'm there, it's when I get home. They have shirts there. They don't fit me because I need something made from Tito the tent maker, but that's beside the point. But I've been able to hand those out too. And they're like, man, where'd you get such a cool shirt? Well, let me tell you, I got to go to the cigar festival. And so it's nice to be able to share my experience that I just had with somebody, and maybe get them to go next time. So I think the swag is great, but I personally think, hey, bring on more swag.
Right. Tommy, your opinion.
I also agree that there's never too much swag, and brand awareness that's the core to all of the products that we enjoy. But a point that I would like to bring, that I like to swing around to, is that not only did we do the event on Friday night and Saturday, we also did lounge hopping prior, which was quite fun.
Absolutely.
So it's not just the event that's going on. It's a whole rounded party.
I think so. And we'll come to the lounges outside in a minute. But I think that swag is a brand awareness, as you said, is vitally important for each one of the manufacturers and for us as consumers. And is there such a thing as too much swag? Well, yes, I'll say that. Okay, there is. How many freaking cutters do I need? How many lighters do I need? How many ashtrays do I need? But it's one of those where, if you're like the three of us, where Will is, you can only see in Will's background there a small portion of what he calls his oasis. It's a shop in his backyard, and the swag he's got in there is killer. That wall behind him, he did that himself with the help of our fellow cigar smokers, getting boxes to make that beautiful box wall, and the ashtrays, the lighters, the cutters to have in the places. Tommy's sitting in his smoking parlor in his garage at his place, which is about an hour from Will, in the little ant fart of Parma, Idaho. And as loyal listeners of
On
the
the
Beyond the
Bay,
Humidor
Countryside.
podcast know, I am converting a portion of my garage into a home lounge and our new recording studio. So all the swag that I've gotten at events over the years goes to help outfit that
Yeah.
space. And you know, one of the coolest things, and I got mine last year, and they were handing them out this year with box purchases from Cavalier. Sebastian DeCopit and Brian Matola, who run Cavalier, have created license plates with the various brands, whether it be the Domaine Rouge, the Inner Circle, or
What? I didn't
all
see
of those. Yes.
Oh,
I
come
have
on,
one,
Brian.
and
Put the
it's
brother
just
out there. I know you're
great.
coming back. I know Brian's coming back up here. Hook a brother up. I didn't even know about those. Jeez.
So there's cool stuff to be had everywhere. And if you like accessories, dude, that is Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival is the place to go, because you've got Colibri was there, Vortec, not Vortec, that's a freaking rifle company. Vsol was there selling lighters, selling cutters. Tommy, would you please tell everybody about our hack for getting cutters, lighters, and fuel home?
You make it look like your hairspray and doing a little bit of a shaving cream, and you just stuff it in bottles, and or especially the metal ones that you carry, and it works out really good.
Okay, so there's a different one I'm going to tell everybody about, because TSA are a bunch of assholes. If you do buy a lighter, so the lighter that you get in your bag is plastic. Typically, TSA has no problem with that going through as long as it's empty and it's in your check bag. But if you buy a nice high-end lighter, plan ahead, bring a box and some shipping tape, and mail that sumbitch home. Tommy or I, depending on the year, will stop off at a Staples there local in Broomfield, Colorado, and we'll mail our cutters, lighters, and in some cases, even though you're not supposed to, fuel home, because then you're guaranteed it will not get taken by the TSA.
That's right.
That's correct.
So, in fact, cutters you can usually get through in your check bag, no problem. But dude, those lighters, they'll take them faster than anything I know. Back to vendors for a minute. So let me put my cigar down here and I will show you this wonderful little product. I've actually seen this fellow before. I talked to Aaron. He runs a company called Stick the Stick. I met him first at PCA in 2022 when he first debuted his product. Here it is right here. This is the Stick the Stick. It is a beautiful leather case. It has a beautiful magnetic ball marker. If you are in the cigar industry and are watching this, which I really hope you are, this little ball marker can be custom designed to your logo and sold that way. It has a beautiful money clip on the back. It can work as a belt clip if you're so inclined, but you get in this beautiful pack. You can see it all right here. You've got your lighter, you've got your cutter, and you've got your cigar poker for those of you that don't like to smoke like men. Everything's right there. Everything's in the bag. And, you've got a beautiful lighter. Will, please help me. If I remember, the lighter has a lifetime warranty.
I believe that's what he told us.
If the lighter screws up, you get a hold of Stick the Stick, they replace it. If the cutter dulls, you get a hold of Stick the Stick, they replace it. That is, of course, available at stickthestick.com or find cigar retailers that carry his product. That's been one of my favorite vendors of the group for the last couple of years, because he has such a great product. How often do you go into a cigar lounge? And I recommend everybody take their tools for the obvious reasons of people like to drool on their cigars and then use the shop cutter, and that's just gross. Everything's contained in this little pouch, and do not loan your shit out. Since everything's contained in this little pouch, you can keep an eye on it. My other co-host, Larry, keeps one in his truck. So he's always got a cutter and a lighter with him in his truck. Everything's really good. So if that's something you'd be interested in, stickthestick.com.
Tell him we sent you.
Yeah. And I think it retails for, I think it's around 100 to 150, but it's well worth it because beautiful leather case, stitched well with baseball stitching. You can't go wrong with it, and it keeps all your tools together. It's fantastic.
Yep.
So, let's see what else on the event. It is a 6-ish hour event. VIP and executive VIP get in at 11 a.m. The general admission crowd gets in at noon, and you can hang out until 6 o'clock. All the vendors are still there. They're selling. I think the biggest thing is not only are they are you getting at least one cigar from each vendor in your swag bag, you also have the opportunity to buy boxes and to buy sample packs. So,
Yes.
and what's the best part about it? No sales tax.
That's right.
The other thing that Will brought this up in his notes that he sent me, it is a cashless event. So it's credit and debit only. So that is something to be aware of course, guys. Bring your credit card, hide the receipts from the wife if you have to. We all know you're going to buy a whole shitload.
Yep. I saw people taking bags and bags and backpacks and bags and more backpacks out to their car the whole time I was there.
You were freaking going, oh my God, I can't believe this.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
Greg, I just looked up the stick to stick, and it's retailing for $99.99.
Oh, that's a great price for a cutter, a lighter, and a poker, and
For
a beautiful
everything,
leather
yes.
case. Great price.
And a golf ball marker.
For those people that like to chase little white balls down a fairway, I don't. So I just mind blanked right there. How lovely. Where's my other notes?
The last thing we talked about is that it was a cashless event.
Cashless event, yes. Okay. So, one of the other things that you all should know too is the parking lot for the Omni Hotel is a bit small. So what you normally will do if you're going to the event, unless you're a vendor, they're going to ask you to park off-site. That's not really a problem. In fact, they have, again, dialed this down to a science. They've got charter buses that are going from the off-site parking to the front door of the Omni Hotel. They're running like every 15 minutes. So you've got a beautiful air-conditioned
It was almost 10.
bus. It wasn't really?
Yeah, they were moving.
Yeah, it was like every 10 minutes. They were moving right along. They had like two or three of the. They had one big bus. They had a 25 passenger. I think one or two 25 passenger buses. I mean, they got it dialed in.
They weren't the crappy repainted school buses either. They were actually tour buses.
No.
So there was nice comfy seats.
They were quality.
Probably AC. They're real nice stuff. I've been on some stuff where it's not that, and I thought that was pretty impressive. And they were rolling in all the time.
Yeah. So there's really no two ways about it, in my opinion. And I'll ask you both the same thing. But in my opinion, of the cigar events that I have ventured to of this size, this is probably the best organized and best one put on. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Because I got to go in as media, and I'm, being able to promote things with video and my website and stuff like that. I actually asked that question from numerous people, and pretty much all of them had said, this is the one to go to. Don't worry about a lot of the other ones. This is the one. This is the one to go to. And it was just, I think if I asked 10 people, 9 of them answered that.
Yeah. And that last one, probably we don't care about.
No, he didn't know.
Tommy, how about you?
My audio broke up a little bit. Could you repeat the question, please?
I was asking what's your thought on the quality of the event compared to others you've been to?
Oh, this on my calendar every year now. I mean, I haven't been to any other major events, but from what I've heard from people that have been to the other events, this one here just blows everything else away. You know, it's not a trick or treat for adults, and you're not standing in line all day long. You get your stuff, and then you get to go party.
Yeah. And it truly is a party atmosphere. It's a lot of fun. So let's
great.
go
Absolutely
to
fabulous.
Obviously, Tommy, you're kind of left out of this particular portion because you can't, not that you don't drink, you can't drink because you're allergic. It's good to know if we ever want to off him, frankly. But Will, as a fellow not only cigar aficionado but liquor snob, what were your thoughts on our selection of choices?
So the night before, at the party, it was, the open bar there. I would say if that would be one of those things I said, if we could change anything, it would be to have more than one line, more than one bar inside that particular tent, if there's any way, because the line was retarded. I mean, everybody and the dog was there, so it took quite a while to get through. But the quality of the drink that they made was great. I think I had a couple of old fashions, and they were just fine. I mean, actually, they were just as good as some of the places I attend anyway. So those are fine. And then during the event, they actually had, different distilleries that were represented there, and different folks that you were able to get some samples from. And some were very unique, and I appreciated it. I kind of wish there was a few more there, maybe more sporadic through the vendors, have 5 or 6 maybe cigar places, and then one that was some kind of the beverage that you could go to see what can pair, perhaps. But that's just me. I mean, I like pairing things with different cigars. But it was really good, really, really impressive, actually, on how you could get stuff.
I think so too. And one of the disappointing things for me, and it's no reflection on the event itself, because that's just great. Ash all over my keyboard. Good thing they're going. Now you know why, Will, I have the keyboard cover on my laptop.
Yeah, and all the burnt holes in it.
Yes. So I was a little bit disappointed this year. There were not as many local distilleries. There was only one that I saw, because yes, Penelope Bourbon was there. But if I remember right, and correct me if I'm wrong, Penelope Bourbon is based in Idaho, right?
Yeah, they're just down the road from me.
So
they're actually about halfway between Tommy and I is what that is.
I mean, that's good that it's a vendor that's somewhat local, but in years past, there have been, half a dozen local distilleries native to Colorado. One of them we'll get to in a little bit. That's Graham and Catherine from Hogback. But this year there was only one. It was 44 Bourbon. You and I sampled their product. It was good. I see that little bottle back there. We'll get there. But it's one of those where I'd like to see more of those local distilleries, because that's honestly how we met. Hogback and Graham and Catherine was one of the cigar festivals. They had a booth there. They were pouring libations, and it was great. What was also a bit disappointing, again, no reflection on Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival at all. It's more a reflection on the vendor itself. Our good friends at Prost Brewery, that's local to downtown Denver, they make some amazing beers. Not there. Come on, guys. You're a staple. I expect you to be there.
Yeah, represent.
Especially with the good beer that they make. I hate beer. If I wanted to drink elephant piss, I would go to Africa and get it. However,
wait. That's an image I got to get through first. Oh my God.
Prost made a, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was very similar to a Guinness, but sweeter, without the 3 inches of head on the top. And it was such a beautiful beer. It became one of my favorites. I sampled it like 4 or 5 times that day. And it was
Yeah.
just great. So it's something that, I mean, there's nothing that goes good with a great cigar like a nice drink, and it's nice that you can try different things and pair it together.
Yeah.
Another thing that was really impressive was they had 2 different coffee stands inside the pavilion, which is at the top of the event. It's a covered pavilion in there where they shoehorn about 24 vendors into. Was a fellow pouring iced coffee to go with the tobacco from Drew Estate, and
Tobacco Special.
great coffee. There was also another coffee line that was over next to Perdomo booth that was pouring, again, iced coffees that were, the coffee is stored in a bourbon barrel, so it picks up that essence, and it was great. I think I hope I grabbed their card. I don't remember.
How
I
did
got
I
so
miss
many freaking
that?
pieces of paper. We walked right by it. I sampled it while you were looking at something else, probably, but
Probably. I probably could have gone another 3 passes on the entire establishment and still picked up new stuff.
oh yeah, you can't. It's damn near impossible to keep track of everybody in one day. It really is. But see, there's this phrase that
Yeah.
I go by: you can't trust anybody that doesn't drink coffee,
I agree.
and Cuban coffee doesn't count. Ah, the state bird is flying. I see.
It is.
Yes.
Proudly, I might add.
But it's one of those where
Proudly.
I am proud to say I'm a coffee snob. I have a hierarchy of coffee, and the Big Green Retailer does rank on that one, probably not as high as they should, but there are others that I like better. But I often have my morning cigar on the weekends with coffee. I know Brown has one every damn day with coffee.
Yep.
Oh, look. Fred, 3 out of 5 stars. Really, Fred? You're fired. You're banned. Get out. We love you, Fred.
They better be
We
going
do-
to find my stuff then.
we do love you, Fred, and I appreciate that you listen. So thank you. So does the rest of the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
But go for it.
I was going to say, I like to circle back a little bit. Not only is there the event, but as I don't know if the listeners know, we make a habit of going down there a couple of days early and staying a couple extra days just for to go hopping around, finding new restaurants, finding new lounges, just having a good time. It's not
Let's
just
not
the
talk
event.
about restaurants. Let's not talk about restaurants. That's a sore point.
No,
Only for one.
Only for one, but that's a sore point.
Yeah. We'll get into that, I'm sure.
yeah.
God damn assholes.
I got to tell you, that's another thing that we haven't really touched on, and I know I'm probably talking on both of you. I'm sorry. Is that one of the things that I really like? I am here in a smaller market, but I do some traveling from time to time, and some of the nicest people I have found are cigar smokers, and we had the flight from hell. I'm sorry, we'll touch on that later too. And here we go. We're walking into the hotel. And what was his name? Was it Sam?
It was Sid.
Sid. That's right. And here we come up, and Sid sitting out front of the hotel having a cigar. And I'm like, man, that sure looks like a good cigar. He's like, you want one? No, I got to be able to sleep sometime today. I've been flying forever and shouldn't have been. And just a night, had a great conversation with them for 5-10 minutes. But it's like that with everybody. We went to the festival. I was getting conversations from everybody. There really wasn't a big this group or that group or what. You can walk up to that group and talk to them. We did it a couple of times, just in passing and such. And it was great at the camaraderie that no matter what level of cigar smoker that you are, no matter if you know a whole lot about it or, like as an aficionado or you don't know anything about it, it was great. I didn't see any real grumpy Gus's much at the whole place. It was really neat. And the other thing I noticed about it when we were walking through the sea of people, is the female presence that's there smoking cigars. That's something that's getting more and more prevalent, it seems like, in the industry, is that we're not just seeing the, the old guy in the stuffy shirt going and having a cigar. It's really kind of even keeled. I saw more women there, some that had some podcasts. I saw, some that were doing some evaluations of whiskey and a cigar. And it was great. I loved hearing it. And I got to, interact with them a little bit. You don't get that in a lot of other industries.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the female presence in the industry is one of the best things that's come along in the cigar world since the safety cutter. Long story, we won't go there. Look at episode 149 of Beyond the Humidor for Scott's rant on cigar cutters. I couldn't have brought that article up, but I did. But yes, the female presence is huge, and that really has made a difference in the industry and changed it for the better. Tommy, I did not get Mr. Brown to Casbar, so can you give us an overview of that lounge, and we'll start there.
Casbar, it's a nice little lounge. It's also in Longmont.
Louisville.
It's kind of off
Louisville.
the beaten track. Or Louisville, I'm sorry. It's kind of in a strip mall, but a well-appropriated humidor, comfortable seats, very knowledgeable staff. What I liked about it is that they have a nice selection of pipes. They not only deal with premium cigars, they've got some real nice pipe tobacco and pipes on hand, which is a lot of fun. Same thing with Havana Manor. I mean, their pipe stuff is off the chart.
Right. You're right. And
fun.
since you brought them up, let me jump to Will for a second. Because it's his first time, obviously. You and I have done this enough. Will, tell me a bit about your experience at Havana Manor. That is Longmont, Colorado.
Havana Manor is pretty cool. I thought that their humidor was a pretty great selection. They were going to get set up for an event that was going on. I don't remember who the vendor was. Sorry.
Foundation.
Oh, it was Foundation. And but in the back they have a room that's a pretty good size lounge to sit there, and they had games and all sorts of stuff back there. Nice place to interact with people. Matter of fact,
pool table.
I walked in and saw a couple of folks that were from my neck of the woods in there that were already enjoying when we got there, and we grabbed a cigar or two. And actually, right up front, they had some real comfy chairs. So we just sat there, and I got a little bit of work done. And it was just a lovely experience. As a matter of fact, if I run out of this one, this Hoya is one of the ones that I bought from them. And so I'm looking forward to trying that out. I don't get those here very often. But
that Hoya was pretty hard to get to. That was last year's release. It was a limited run for just last year because they stopped making that Hoya Lancero about 5 years ago, and this was a special bring it back and run it again. So it's, I found them, and if you hadn't have said, well, hey, wait a minute, I want one, I cleaned out the rest of them.
Yeah, you did. Somebody hogged them.
Yes. So, Tommy, how about you? Obviously, Havana Manor is a staple stop for us. So, thoughts?
Oh, definitely. Well, they've got a new manager there. Joe is advanced in the smoker-friendly organization, and they brought in a new manager, and I cannot for the life of me remember his name, but just absolutely stellar customer service by their staff.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable about their cigars.
I think their humidor is about 400 square feet. It's about 20 by 20 floor-to-ceiling cigars.
Yes.
And it was very... I think what I would say very evenly balanced. I've been into some cigar lounges that it's not. It's pretty one-sided on what they're trying to sell you. This one had all sorts of stuff. I mean, it was a very well-stocked, very evenly balanced humidor, and And also there were some ladies that had walked in. Some were older. They didn't know what the crap to buy. He was on it like, right away, and was able to really kind of pick it apart of what they were looking for, what their palate was, if it was for them or if they were buying for somebody. Very informative. It was really kind of nice to see somebody that was helping some newbies do that.
Look who we have here.
Hello, Anthony.
Anthony is currently on the road. He's a troop leader for one of the local Boy Scout troops here in the area, and they are going camping this weekend to some lava tube up in the northern area of California. By the time they get there, really? Fuck you, Anthony. You fuck
Never
that
mind.
bullshit. Old farts, really?
Pay no attention to the other guy.
But he's on his way up there to hang out with the scouts for the weekend and do some more merit badging and all the good stuff that they do. So, here we go. Good. He says they are going to Lava Beds National Monument. That's in the extreme northern portion of California by Tule Lake. So, really good. The volunteer work that he does for them is really good. He's been doing it for years. He Eagle Scouted out himself. And for those of you that watch the Beyond the Humidor show, he is not only a brilliant mind, but a really good dude, even if he is a smart ass.
Well, yeah.
And don't forget his podcast.
That's true.
Right.
If there are any MASH aficionados that are listening to this right now, you need to check out the Best Care Anywhere podcast. They've been doing it for 3 years now. They're starting season 4. They talk about all things MASH. I've guested on it once. It is a lot of good one. And he says, gotta go, Scouts 8, gotta get back on the road. Yeah, you got a long drive, my friend. Take care. Be safe, and we'll see you when you get back.
We'll smoke a cigar for you because I know you can't.
Yeah, poor soul. I'd have to smoke one every hour at the rate with a bunch of kids. Greg,
I want to stop you for a second. You were talking about meeting people throughout our travel, not just at the event, but at different establishments. A good example of what is fun about this event was when we were out to dinner, our server asked us the question, what brings us to the Denver area? And we told him, well, we're here for the festival. He never heard about it, but I bet he stood there for 10 minutes asking. It was absolutely wonderful that a person that didn't even know that was happening and took that much interest of why we were there.
Yeah, I agree. Cigars are not just an elitist
phenomenal
thing. Cigars are, in my opinion, the great equalizer. You could be a millionaire, you could be a poor man, and if you guys are smoking a cigar, you're equal and you're hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah, it definitely kind of equalizes everything.
Now, let's talk about travel.
Oh, I don't have enough whiskey. I don't have any whiskey poured. Jeez.
So obviously the event is it is an hour outside of Denver, Colorado, in the city of Broomfield. It's almost a bedroom community for Denver. It really is. But
cute little place.
It is. However, getting there is a bit of a show. It's normally not. It's really kind of hilarious that Will's first time traveling with a cigar event with us turned this big of a shit show. So, Tommy and Will are obviously from Idaho.
Believable.
Yeah. So I flew to Boise and hung out with these two for a few days. And then Thursday morning, Tommy did the intelligent thing and got up at the ass crack at dawn and got a 5 a.m. flight to Denver.
Well, the only reason I did that was because my travel partner, who was originally scheduled, when we got our tickets, we coordinated when we would both be in Denver within and time for our arrivals and departures. Of course, for me, that fell apart. But The 5 a.m. departure worked out perfectly. It was an original start flight for the jet coming out of Denver. So I didn't have to wait for a jet that was already there.
You know, I was going to make you look like a fucking genius, but you just ruined that.
Oh, well.
So Will, I will let you tell this particular story.
I don't know if I can do it justice. All I can tell you is this. I don't know what halfwit was designing the way to do this, but we take off from Boise. What was our flight? 4 o'clock? No, it was earlier than that. 4:30. So we get on the damn airplane. We had a great way to get into Boise, not a problem. And got a nice cold beverage to wait there, some coffee. And we get on the plane and we end up sitting there for a little bit, and then we take off. That was the best part of the trip on that particular plane, was the takeoff. Because I got to tell you, the incompetence after that was retarded. First off, we had some lady that was a psycho that sat next to us the whole frickin' time. And anyways, my camera equipment bag decided it was going to eat a soda because she got startled a few times by people talking. We'll just leave it at that because I don't have anything else I can say that's nice. So we fly and we go damn near all the way to Denver, and we get stuck in this holding pattern. Well, we can't land. Oh, joy. And I'm thinking, we're going to make a couple of rounds. No big deal. Oh, no. No, we stay in the air for an extra friggin' hour, circling the wagon, so to speak. And they decide to come on to the air, onto the intercom and say, hey, I'm sorry, we're out of gas. So we're going to fly back to Boise and figure out what we're going to do maybe when we're there. Oh, joy. So we fly our happy asses all the way back to Boise and land. And do we have any idea what we're doing? No! We just sit there on the fucking tarmac for 2 hours. I could have walked home from Boise airport to my house. It's not that far. I live in the flight path, for crying out loud. We probably flew over my house to get back onto the damn ground. And then eventually we start where what they're telling us is every 10 minutes they were going to give us an update. Yeah, that didn't happen. That was like every 25, 30 minutes. And of course, the psychotic lady next to us is just freaking out, being angry about the whole thing. And the pilot comes on and says, well, we have encountered about every snafu that there is with this plane, but not to worry, we have most of them fixed. I'm sorry, what? You have most of them fixed? We've been there for 2 damn hours. How do you still have snafus that are going on with the airplane? And then they say, well, but we think we fixed most of this shit. And so now we're going to take on fuel. Oh, that's great. Now we're going to take on fuel. And we should be able to get out of here in about 15 minutes. No, it was half an hour at least. But we're going to weigh everybody so that we can make sure that we have enough fuel to go back to Denver. They're going to weigh us. Look, I don't care how much the people weigh. I'm just going to tell you, I weigh 2,500 pounds. Fill the plane up. I am not coming back to Boise again tonight. Thank you. So we finally take off. And when we take off and we finally get the runway clearance to take off at Boise, he doesn't, you know how you stop and you wait at the end of the runway and get all ready to, oh no, he hammers that sumbitch down. We take off at what Mach God, whatever we are going. We go straight up into the air and at a 45-degree bank turn at the same time. I didn't know if we were avoiding the military coming in or what the hell's going on, but we were out of there and we flew and finally got into Denver. And instead of a 1 hour flight or 1.5 hour flight, It took us until, what time did we land? Finally, 11 o'clock at night?
10:30. 10:30.
Good God. And did you think we had, food or water? Could we have gotten out and stretched our legs at Boise? Oh, no. No, that would disrupt the snafu problems that we were having. So at 10:30, I had by that time, I think, started losing my cherub-like demeanor. Poor Greg is like, great. Now we get to deal with the Denver airport. Oh my God.
I will say this though, Will.
Easy.
It's much more pleasant to deal with Denver airport at 10:30 at night than it is during midday.
Yeah, perhaps. But at that time, I was just following the leader because I don't give a shit anymore. Again, my cherub-like demeanor had already stayed on the plane too damn long, and I was ready to not be there anymore. And so we take the train ride to get our crap, and then we take the bus ride to get our freaking bus ride. And by bus ride, I don't mean one of the nice charter buses either. This thing is held together by duct tape and baling wire. I'm surprised the driver wasn't saying, yeah, as we're driving this sumbitch to the rental agency. So then we get out the dang rental agency, and do you think a human wants to talk to us? No, not really. We're standing there waiting for Greg to get pulled over to the machine. Hopefully this works. We're not sure. Will you stand in line, and we'll see if the frickin' computer works over here at the kiosk at the Air and Tire Center that we're trying to get a frickin' rental car.
I will say this though, Will. The fellow that helped us was very pleasant considering you and I were both homicidal.
Yeah, I was not happy. And we hadn't eaten. That's the other thing. We're learning now that I'm getting older, and if I don't eat, I'm ready to kill people. So that's a problem. And can I have a cigar during any of this outing at all? No. Not happy. We're going to a cigar festival. You put me into this tube of hell for the last 6 or 8 hours, and then I get off, and there's still no cigar to be seen for quite a while. So we finally get on the road. Thank God Greg knows where the hell we're going because I have no idea where we're at. We're in the middle of the night, and it all looks flat anyways. So we finally get there, and as I said,
don't forget, we're starving.
Starving.
Fortunately, the GPS gods sent us away. Will goes, oh my God, a Taco Bell. Let's eat.
Yeah, it's open. Go now.
We pull in for some colon blow.
Good God. So we make sure to fill up on the colon cleanser.
By the time we got into our room, had our meal, which I don't care, that was one of the best meals I've had so far on that trip, and got to bed, it was 1:30 in the morning, and Tommy's happily asleep in his fucking room.
I wanted to go wake him up so bad.
Yeah, but could you imagine if we'd have knocked on the wrong door, we'd have probably gotten shot.
No, that's possible. God. So, hey, let's take the plane. It'll be nice and easy. No problem. Yeah. Nope.
So let's talk about our accommodation for a minute, because you can, if you so choose, stay at the Omni. It is a bit pricey, but you can. We chose not to. Tommy and I prefer to stay at the Comfort Suite. It's just only 5 minutes away from the event in Broomfield. And for a nominal $450 less than the Omni, it's a very clean, comfortable hotel normally.
I'll just let you pick it up from here. Oh my God.
Will runs on coffee.
I do. And cigars.
The fucking coffee machine at the breakfast bar was broken.
Yeah.
One of the two elevators was broken.
Oh, no. Bullshit. It worked the night before. They started working on the damn thing at 6 o'clock in the morning, banging and screaming and closing the doors and rehanging cables and all of that crap that next morning. That's when they broke that.
Oh no, it wasn't working the day. It wasn't working the day I got there.
Yeah.
It was out of service.
I thought we rode up on the damn thing.
So So there was just,
Nope.
and then I find out too that we also happened to be there the weekend that Colorado State Boulder was checking in. So everybody was there getting dropping their children off at college, and their laundromat for the guests didn't work, so people couldn't wash their clothes. It was just like, what the actual fuck? Aside from all of that.
Well, wait, but then there's more.
Oh.
But wait, there's more. We wanted ice for our waters. Oh, well, that broke while we were there, too. I had to go down a floor or two to get the fucking ice, too. Oh, great. So now I'm already pissed off, and I have to go for a hike. Wonderful. Yes.
Aside from all of that, I'm fairly certain in saying you'd go again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not taking that particular airline again if I don't have
definitely.
to. That's a whole different issue.
No, we'll fly Spirit next year.
Oh, that'd be great. It'd be better.
So, all in all, I think it was a really great weekend. It was a great event. Did we finish cigar lounges, Tommy?
Yeah, we only had two.
Pretty much.
We
only had two in the local area, but there's a number of them in the Casbar and the Havana Manor, but there's a number of cigar lounges in the actual Denver Metroplex that we've never gone to. I've been to one the first year I went that was downtown. It was interesting, but like I said, it was interesting.
You already answered your own thing.
Downtown.
It's downtown Denver.
Right.
No one goes to downtown Denver without an assault rifle and a flak jacket.
And that's just when the football games are going.
Right.
So,
but the other thing is that we were fortunate enough to hook up with Jamie. That was very enjoyable.
And Jamie is?
Let me get his. Jamie is Chief Global Growth Officer for Global Premium Cigars 1502 line.
What was that?
He is. Say again? Oh, he was absolutely fabulous. But basically, he is Enrique's number one right hand.
Yeah.
What was funny,
and just Enrique couldn't make it this year. Representative for 1502 that they've got, and he's just a lot of fun.
What was funny too is
we were fortunate enough to spend time with him.
Yeah, I had met Jamie before, though I didn't realize it was the same person. Jamie and I met 7 years ago in 2019 at the very first Rocky Mountain I attended. At that point, he was the representative for Balmoral. May they rest in peace.
So they're not around anymore.
They're not. It was a great cigar line, absolutely fantastic. But what was even funnier was he thought he knew Will, and I know for a fact they've never met.
No, I mean it had to have been in a cigar lounge, but he thought we were best buddies.
But we had a nice meal, and then he went with us to the pre-party there at the Omni, which by the way is free. So if you're not attending the event, but you still want to do the pre-party because you happen to be in the Denver area next year, it's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. It's been scrolling on the bottom of the screen for the entire show. Come hang out at the pre-party. We'll be there. Likely. Maybe. Possibly.
Perhaps.
But let's talk Sunday for a minute, because Tommy flew home.
Bye, Felicia.
And he was frankly ordered to fly home because I'm an overprotective little hen that worries about his health.
We all are.
Let's be honest. Your ass is getting kicked, my friend. You got your little eggie on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So he's sitting there getting chemo dripped as we speak. But Will and I went up to Estes Park, Colorado.
Lovely little town.
My little grenade.
Yep, there's the little eggie.
It's a fancy new color. I like the OG green better, but that's okay.
But it was when I put it on Tuesday, it was like that big.
Higher.
Oh,
so
yeah,
about
big.
the size of a softball.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
You poor,
But yeah, it's
poor
I
soul.
get 2 milliliters. I get 2 milliliters an hour for 96 hours straight,
So you're saying I shouldn't
and it's
squeeze it?
kicking my ass.
I'm wondering if I could get one of those for whiskey.
It's a thought, isn't it? So on Sunday we ventured to the beautiful town of Estes Park, Colorado. For those of you that have never been there, it's at 7,500 feet. You're already at 5,000 feet at Denver, and it's a windy ass little fucking road into the mountains. It's a single carriageway, so don't try to pass nobody. And
Well,
we
my car
visited.
just make a U-turn.
Yes, on a 1-lane road.
We passed Yogi.
We did. Yogi Bear was there. But we went to the new tasting room for Hogback Distillery. They are in the process of relocating from Boulder to Estes Park. If you guys are curious about Hogback,
boy, was that worth the trip.
yeah. If y'all are, before I let Will go on about the whiskey and everything and the good people there, if you guys are interested in knowing more about Hogback Distillery, please go to the back catalog of Beyond the Humidor, available where all podcasts are broadcast from. It's also available on our YouTube channel. It's episode 50. Graham and Catherine are kind enough to be live here in the studio in California with us, and we talk whiskey and drink all night. It was a great episode. But he'll tell you his whole story and everything. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Will to talk about our afternoon drinking. Well, Will was drinking. I was driving.
Well, first off, I wasn't getting hammered by any means, but so we get there and we walk in, and boy, they greeted us like we were just family. It was really neat. And so we well, I am now. So they took us out on the back deck, and they sat us down, and they got all of the stuff out so that we could have a cigar. Thankfully, these people understand that after traveling, cigars are necessary. And so we got out there, and oh, I don't have my dadgummit. I don't have that thing that he gave me from there. He makes a cigar holder. It's really cool. And so Graham walks out, and what's he do? He brings us out a brand new bottle of whiskey, opens it, and starts pouring. God, I love these people already. And we sat there for 2 hours talking about all sorts of stuff. 3 hours. I lost track of time. And he let me sample a couple of different whiskeys that he has that he's made. And but the one that I chose is this one right back here. I'll see if I can get it.
Just happened to be within arm reach.
Just so happens that I have it here. This stuff here, it's the single malt whiskey that he has. This is the rich roast. And let me tell you, it is fabulous. If you are looking for a whiskey that seems to pair with everything, that's the one. It's not too harsh, got a little smoke to it. It's fabulous. And I have never had any other whiskeys that I enjoyed quite as much as that one. And I liked it so much. Before we left, I said, any way to fly one of these bottles home? He's like, oh yeah, we got bags for that. So he took out a bag, and apparently my dexterity wasn't working well. So Greg and Graham, they blew up this bag and put it in its own little pillow, and it made the trip home. And it's great. I'm so glad I got to go see them up there. And they have all sorts of different whiskeys and scotches and things that they've been making. It's great.
Yep. The rich roast that you showed everybody is the replacement for one that was called the Enigma. That was by far my favorite of his line. It was a 4-grain So it was corn, wheat, rye, and barley. Fabulous whiskey. That rich roast has everything that the Enigma had. I did pour myself a half a finger because I still had to drive us home.
Right.
And you can't refuse whiskey when a man makes it and then pours it for you. You just can't. But he's got the one that sells the best right now for him is called the Eclipse. It is a rye whiskey that they finish in a rum cask. Beautiful, sweet vanilla notes. If you guys would like to purchase some of his whiskey, go to hogbackdistillery.com. You can purchase it through the website. They can ship through several distributors throughout the country, so very likely they can get it to you. And it's a great product. About anywhere from $54-ish up to $180 for the Wallace collection, which is the top tier levels. And if you're a fan of Islays, the heavy peated Ardbegs and things like that, he does a peated whiskey that I do not like peated whiskeys, but he poured us the smoky one.
It was good.
It was lovely, especially with the Maduro.
I don't like heavy peated whiskeys either. It's not my palate, but it was fabulous. It was really good. Shockingly. That was one of our conversations, was the flavor of the peat, and it very educational.
Yeah, Graham is definitely a man that is very passionate about whiskey and knows what he's doing.
Well, and the thing I like about it is he brings the water in from Scotland. He brings all of his grains in from Scotland. He knows his stuff. It's not something they're refabricating here and then doing it.
If I remember right, he said it was 30,000
tons.
It wasn't 30,000. Was it 30,000 tons he brought in this year?
Something like that. Yeah.
It was a ridiculous amount.
Like it's a train. I don't know. I don't even know where you'd put that much in Denver.
Somewhere, but he makes a great product, and they're good people. And Catherine, that is his.
She is amazing.
We'll say wife, but they're not married. Partner. She is a wonderful human being from Texas. So already a nut job, but a lovable nut job.
She's great. I didn't realize they weren't married. I thought they were married.
No. Scott made that mistake on episode 50.
Well, at least Scott did it, not me.
True, but it was just a good afternoon. And then, the other thing that someone with his chemo brain didn't partake upon, but on Saturday night, Will and I every night, except Thursday night when we flew in at 1:30 in the morning, but Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, the hotel has a short, low wall on the west side of the property, and it's great for sitting upon, and that's where we smoked our cigars. On Saturday night, we're like, Tommy goes, well, I'm going to go get something to eat. We're like, okay. He literally comes back from having his egg.
Chemo egg. Oh, no.
Long story about the egg. But anyway, he comes about and has his egg dinner, right? And I see him pull into the parking lot, and I text his happy ass, hey, we're still sitting here. Get a cigar, come down.
He gone.
Then I call his phone. No answer. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, he didn't see it anyway, but it's like, dude, what the hell? Anyway, but it was just nice to sit and smoke. The hotel management had no problem with it. We weren't over next to the windows bothering anybody. No one complained. It was just a nice place to be. So,
you complained the whole time we were out there, though.
Well, yeah,
only when the sprinklers were on.
No, not even about the sprinklers or the bunnies. It was that we were sitting damn near in the parking lot of some other food establishment that I was promised on this trip, and
they are no longer in business.
Yeah, so let's get back to that subject, the touchy subject. So, as
I didn't
Tommy
know
and
about
I
it
have
until I
talked
got there.
about on previous episodes, really, someone decided to do construction while I'm recording. So, on previous episodes, there has been a restaurant that is right across the parking lot from the hotel called Hops and Drops. Apparently,
Sure there
4
is.
months ago, they went out of business.
Sure there is.
And they had great food. That was the thing.
Oh, fabulous food.
But, you know, it is what it is. And
We
we'll
found
miss them.
We found a good replacement, though. When I lived up in the Pacific Northwest, I went to a place called BJ's, and we went up there twice. It was lovely.
Yeah, that was good food.
Yeah.
Once with Jamie and Tommy and once on our own. And we also went to one of my favorite joints to eat in the Broomfield area called Double D Pizza. It's a sourdough crust-based pizza. Really good.
Oh, that's a good place. I remember that from last year. That was stellar.
Poor Tommy, you know, we give him grief, but what y'all don't know is, fortunately for you, this treatment has not had that. But the first 2 chemo rounds, they tore up his mouth so he could barely eat.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
But
I had blisters and all kinds of. It was raw. Just I was in pain.
Yeah, you couldn't really smoke. You couldn't really have cigars with us either, so that was kind of unfortunate.
No,
but all in all,
that was the real bummer about the whole trip, was not being able to smoke.
We did enough for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So,
but all in all, this past year was just absolutely a stellar event. I had such a great time, and spending it with you two, just that was icing on the cake. And I appreciate everything you did for me.
Well, thank you. We do have some videos that still need to be editing finished, that need to go up. Both Brown and I've got quite a few of them. So that'll be coming up in the next few weeks as we get those finished.
I've got some live video on our podcast, on our Facebook page.
All right. So let's go around real quick. Tommy, we'll start with you. If the folks want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Best way to get a hold of me is travelingwithcigars@gmail.com or the Idaho Cigar Cartel group on Facebook.
Right. There was a snafu, used correctly. There's a page and a group. The page should not be there and doesn't get used. So look for the Facebook group with the color Idaho Cigar Cartel logo. And join the group. Mr. Brown, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, I'm playing catch up with you boys just a little bit. I'm just now launching the Facebook group, which is Brown's Life Oasis, but also go to brownslife.com and you can just click on the Oasis section and that'll flip you over to a lot of places that we're building right now as we go.
Right. And of course, you all know to get a hold of me, you go to loomiscigarcartel.com. Our contact information is on the website. You can always listen to the Beyond the Humidor podcast wherever fine podcasts are displayed, as well as our YouTube channel for the video. God help you if you want to see what we look like, but nonetheless, here it is. And then, of course, there's Facebook. I have both a Facebook page and a group. So get on there, get connected, get updates on what all 3 of us are doing, what all the groups are doing. And we hope that you guys will attend with us next year. The goal is the 3 of us are going to be there next year. I'm going to be talking about it on the podcast a lot over the next months. The stipulation I will add with you guys, if you're a listener and you're going to attend the event, please do. Let's go. You'll forgive me if I can't get to you guys right away. I've got to do all the media stuff when the event starts and in the beginning parts of the event before the crowd gets in and they let the rabble in, also known as general admission. So I will do the best to get you guys when I can, but I really recommend everybody go. Will, what are your final thoughts on the event?
I love it, and I'm sold on doing media stuff anyways, so I'll be doing media as well. I hope to go again, and this next year as it comes along there in August, and I don't know. We'll just have to play it by ear and see what goes on next year. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Tommy, how about you?
I'm looking forward to being well next year so I can enjoy it a lot more than I did this past one.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a ball on this one, so you can imagine how much fun I'm going to have next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I want to thank you both for joining us tonight and talking about your events. If you're interested in looking up Will's infant level podcast that he's got going on, because he's just getting started, brownslife.com. He's got all the information on Brown's Life. He's got the Oasis, the Oasis side for Brown's Life Oasis, talking about cigars. He has a boatload of cigar reviews he's done for Beyond the Humidor. They're all on his site as well. So check him out. If you're interested in following him, there is the Brown's Life Oasis Facebook group. Get on board with that. Tommy is always to be found on the Idaho Cigar Cartel Facebook page. I'm sorry, the Facebook group, not the page.
Group.
Get on board, follow that
Thank
group.
you.
It'll tell you all what's going on in the neophyte little state of Idaho with their cigar culture, which actually is pretty damn cool. I go up there a lot for that. And as always, please listen to the Beyond the Humidor podcast. We release every 2 weeks. In fact, this Sunday is our latest episode, 150 episodes in. And of course, yes, for those of you that listen, I got Scott ranting again.
Good. Excellent.
So, guys, I appreciate that you spent this 2 hours with me. And real quick before we go, Tommy, how did your Gurkha settle out?
It got a little harsh at the very, very end, but throughout the whole cigar, it was very pleasant. Got a little ebbs and flows. I got some, a little bit of spice, but not too much. A little cedar on the edge, but it was a very tasty cigar.
Good. One you would pick up again if you can?
Yes, definitely.
Very nice. And Will, how about you?
I loved it. Actually, I would love to get some more of these. I don't get them up here, but it was a little bit of a weird cherry note, and a little bit peppery, and it's great. It's just a great cigar, and it's still going. I'm probably in my last third. I've been slowly smoking this, but I've really enjoyed it.
Right. You know what we did forget, Will? Let's get this out real quick before we run off here.
Sure.
In all of the goodie bags is a raffle ticket. You place that raffle ticket in the box at your chosen booth. And by the way, for every box you buy or thing you buy, you get more raffle tickets. And Will, tell them what you won.
I won a box of Christovs. And it's the Tres
Compadres.
Tres Compadres. And I have not opened that yet. I'm waiting, but I am looking forward to those.
Yeah, those are really good. I finished. So, I've been going to the event for 7 years. Out of the 7 years, I've won the raffle twice. One Christoph raffle and one Cavalier raffle. So, hey, guys, it's worth it. Drop that raffle ticket in somewhere. You never know what you're going to win. And the best part is you don't need to be present to win. So you can leave the event early and then you get summoned back to the event at 4 p.m. because this random phone number texts your phone and you go, who the hell is this? I'm like, well, what's the zip code or the area code? He goes, well, it's this. I'm like, oh, that's John Fozzie at the Christoph booth. Well, I won. Okay, back to the event we go.
Yeah, it was great. And we made a couple more rounds while we were there.
Yep, said goodbye to a few people.
A very pleasant detour.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And on that note, again, gentlemen, thank you so much. It's been a joy having you guys on the show tonight, and I hope everybody's enjoyed that live. It'll be out on a video in a couple of days, so you can check it out at a later date if you want. Once again, the podcast is Beyond the Humidor. My name is Greg. I'm one of the hosts. My good friend in the upper right-hand corner there, Will Brown with the Brown Lines podcast. Another amazing friend of mine, even if he is a cracked nut, is Tommy Elledge with the Idaho Cigar Cartel. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Take care, guys. We'll
Good
see you
night.
soon.
Good smoking, gentlemen.
You as well.
Keep them well lit.